Good morning and welcome to today's Tai Chi Wuxing Long Pai Taijiquan class. This morning we're going to do our usual warm-up. We're going to continue what we've been working on with the breaking down that ladder section. Let me turn this angle down so you guys can see feet too, because in this form, foot movement and position is important. Make sure I'm going to be able to not hit things behind me. So we'll start with our feet roughly shoulder width and parallel. Start just kind of working your basic Jianzhuang. Before I even start, I usually kind of shift back and forth, particularly in the morning, if it's in my first couple of practice sessions for the day. I'll make sure that I know exactly where the triangles of the foot are so I can feel the whole thing, feel the bubbling well point, spread out my toes, play around with the buoyancy in the hips like I'm going to sit down, come back up, drop that tailbone, let go of that back, extend the center line up, relax the shoulders, make sure I'm not holding those, loosen up the arms, just kind of prepping to get started. Then we just start with that same expansion that we do as a beginning, just starting from the center, expanding from the center out. This expanding sphere practice forms the basis of everything. Most of the people that started the very first Harvard class with me will remember this is one of the very first things I taught, and I still try to begin every class with a version of this. This ability to experience your center and its relationship into the spherical space that you occupy and that your mind intent can reach or intend out to. Viscerally. Don't forget the back. Sometimes when I'm doing this, in addition to that focusing on the sense of the expanding sphere, I'll let my awareness become more attuned to the right and left channels and the three Dan chans and the central channel as a basic structure. And I'll try to let the space increase. So it's like I'm increasing this space, increasing this space, increasing the space here between all the joints, between all the vertebrae of the spine. Letting the movement of that expansion into the sphere create change. And open things up. Working with the breath, expanding from the inside out. Even trying to feel like I'm expanding through my toes. And then we bounce to activate. Now here as I'm doing this, I'm compressing. I'm sort of extending my intent into that sphere and trying to make my energy or get my chi and my mind intent and my action and energy to flow up and down. This is as much about learning how to train the mind intent to lead, and observe how it leads the chi, as well as practicing the loosening of the body. So many things to play with in every single exercise. And counter swing. Extending out, moving up and down. See if you can combine a lot of different things from the expanding sphere, that sense of expansion through everything, but also that sense of compressing down and letting things flow up. Working with the release and the roll of the shoulder from that right and left channel. Right as I drop down, this right channel is rotating, and I'm going to let this rotate. Try to let it rotate from here rather than directing it from here. And rotating the other way as well, rotating here instead of just rotating this way. Rotating up, letting it carry and extend all the way through the fingertips. And back, this one's rotating in as it comes back. So there's always this sense of the rotation of the two sides. Do this. And column swing. Go up, watching that right and left channel work together, and even get a little bit of the beginning of that dragon spine as we go up and extend, letting the chi flow up and wave and back down. This entire sequence is really about activating and opening and loosening. So we're utilizing this bouncing and expansion energy to get the chi flow to move through the body. Go back. At times when we're doing this, we can focus, bring your hands back and fold the elbows in, right? But we can also go rolling them out, where it's up high, opening up. Each one changes how it moves through and around the shoulder. Softer, gentler, and then counter column swing. Before we're coming through, sort of palm pushing the air back. Now we can use the back of the arm too. Here I'm just learning to let it flow freely. There's the bounce, shift and turn. The arm moves with the waist. Becomes more of an extension out instead of close to the body, but the same basic idea. Focus on the up at the end, and it turns back into this. And back into palm out. You can also practice on the spiral extending out through the torso. So you've got spiraling in, spiraling out. Here, one in the back is opening this way. Having it come from the center, particularly, so there's not a sense of using a lot of shoulder power. I don't want to lift, I don't want to do this. I want to keep that loose and have it extend from the center out. Up as you extend out. Palm out. And relax down. Drop down into the legs a little bit. Start a good basic Zhuang stance. As we usually do, drop that tailbone down, relax the torso, let the bowl of the pelvis catch the upper body weight, get that underneath, work with it a little bit, move it under, forward and back, Make sure you've got it exactly where you want it to be, so that the center of the chest drops down into the center of the dantian. The pelvic floor is gently supported from below. You can feel all the energy and power available to you here, and it's just balancing things. Here, up through the right and left channel, same thing with the chest and shoulders. There's this. These hips and all the muscles around it are similar to the shoulders. And I want to get a sense of their ability to play together. So play around with them, hook them together so you can pay attention. Line them up. Okay, good basic posture. Start with the palms up here. We're ready to do, we haven't done this in a while, we're going to do the 7 posture standing Qigong. So we start, big breath in. I'm going to move back a little bit so you'll be able to see more of the hand positions as my hands go up. The first posture is pillar of the sky. So we make that nice solid pillar from the legs up through the right and left channels and the central channel. Extend through the arms, bring them out and up. And catch the sky. Think of like catching and receiving into the pillars of each side. Palms are up, you can't quite see them, but they're up, thumb up, palm up, fingers facing each other. I'm trying to get them directly over the baihui point. And then slowly bring the arms around, down, and out to the sides. Nice and smooth, not too fast. Palms face each other. Inhale up. Palms into the mid-eyebrow point, called Tian Mo or Yin Tong. Into the upper dantian. And down. As though you're making a triangle with your index finger and thumb. Index fingers and thumb, although they're not touching, palms are gently curved, so Lao Gong is active. Press down and out. Bringing that triangle to the level of the Tian Mo, or third eye. the elbows, pull the hands out to shoulder width and down. And gathering the chi to Tian Mo, which is the mid-eyebrow point. And down. As though we were going to move into Wu Ji, hold the tree, reaching out, sitting into the stance, palms facing you. Level the chest, then bend the elbows. It's coming close to the body. Fingertips about the level of the base of the throat. The energy here is an extension out, as though the shoulders, all of this energy here is being pulled open, and the energy of the palms are directed down through the right and left channels, while the central channel is supported from below, gently extending. Press down. Gathering the chi. And now we do Wu Ji. dantian. Press down. Gather the chi to Tianmo. So we're going to do Tai Chi beginning. We come up and out. Roll the hands back and down. Arms parallel to the ground, roughly about solar plexus level. Everything is about sinking, pressing down, while the center line extends upward. Balancing yin and yang. And press down. Gather the chi of the lower dantian. and close. Bring the feet together. Shake it out for a moment. A little bit longer than I thought. That's all right. That's good practice. All right. Let's go through the rest of the body loosening warm-up, starting with the hands, wrists, and fingers. We'll do this fairly quickly so we make sure we have some time to explore the form, the swimming dragon section of the form. Other way with the wrists, add in the elbows. The other way. Shoulders. And reverse. Patting the shoulders and chest. Trunk twists from the center. Patting either side, starting at the hip. Working your way up each side of the body towards the rib cage, freeing up the chi internally. Low back, chest and shoulders. Collarbone, just below it. Solar plexus. And lower dantian. Patting the waist. And the hips. Waist rotations. And the other way. Really getting that daimai. Let your awareness move around that waist. Front to side, to back, to other side, back to front. As though your awareness were sweeping that superficial daimai chain and the deep daimai. Back the other way again, just to go deeper. And we bring our awareness from there at that waist down to the ball and socket joints of the hips. Widen the feet a little bit. Pull that open as though the ball and socket joint were just being opened up. We're trying to make space and rotate back and through. We come to this side. Again, pull that ball and socket joint open. Extend down through the foot. And back and around. One way and the other. Making space in those ball and socket joints. And we go the other way. Pulling it open and rolling forward now. Pulling it up and rolling back on this side. And we might turn in and come across. Again, pulling it open as we twist. And turn, pulling this one open as we twist. Always, my tailbone is extending down. trying not to do that. Okay. I lost focus. So going this way. Yeah. And then we go this way, pulling it open, going backwards into it. So I turn, then I pull open. I turn, and I pull open, and I unturn. You know, as I'm unturning, I'm extended here. I pull this one, and this one will extend, this one will release. And relax, shake it out. Hiding lines. Brushing the knees. Just making sure they're nice and warm. So on the other side. Friction rubbing the knee. Feet together. Knees together. Feet nice and flat on the ground. We make small circles. And then we go the other way. We're going to make deep bends, keeping the heels on the ground, trying to keep the body upright, kind of look up. Sort of for me, I just picked the far corner of the ceiling and wall. And it tends to keep me being more upright. And shake out your legs. And we'll just loosen the hip, ankle and hip. The other way. Foot and ankle. The other way. Brushing the grass. Other way. As though moving through a medium, through water, through a current in the water. Back, extend that heel down. And then the other way. And we'll just quickly go through the stretches. Back, around, open up the hip. Remember, it's not about my hand. My hand is simply following what I'm doing with my hip. I'm twisting and extending. And the other side, ankle and hip. The other way. Foot and ankle. Other way. Brushing the grass. Other way. Behind, extend that heel back. hamstrings. Straighten the legs, lift the sacrum, flatten the back. Reach out. Reach out and down. Keep the spine long. Turn towards one side. Elongating the body. Other side. And two dragons circle the pond. Back to center. Squat stance. Spine upright, feet firmly on the ground. Making the body tall and long. Bring your weight into your elbows. You can rock back and forth and open up the hip. If you feel inclined, you can do a suspension. Come up, just support and let your weight open up the hips. Extend the toes, extend your chi with control, your intent. Just let everything open. Go back. Roll the spine up, bottom of the top. A little bit of dragon spine, rotating in and down. The other way, starting small circles, hip, spine, and up and over. Three fudgings in. Everything's rotating in on these right and left channels. And then everything explosively rotates out. Spiral dragon spine movement. You might, at the beginning, have it very sequential so you can work with that. But eventually it starts happening so quickly that it's very difficult to see that wave, except as a vibration. Okay. Do that one again. In. This way. Everything's rotating out first, and then it's going to explosively roll in and down. Let's do that one again. And the last one is your right and left channels go like this and like this to create a shaking twist. Ready? Let's do that one again this time. Lead with the right, lead with the left. We've got a little bit of time. Let's work with the swimming dragon section that we've been working on. I'm going to move this back just a touch. So I can be up forward just a touch without cutting things off. Okay. All right, so we've got the dragon stretches his wings up to the white crane kicks with one leg sequence that we did on Tuesday, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was last Thursday. I don't know. We did it pretty in depth. So I want to flow through that real quick and then really work on the next section. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of do it facing you first. Don't worry about right and left side. This is as much as a review of what we've done. When we start with the other side, I'll face the other way because I know for a lot of you, it's a lot easier to try to do that. But I want you to be able to see my hands too. So we start from this position. This is where we are when we get to this section of the form. And we've got shift and sync the energy. Remember the hands come in. Extend that heel and look back. Back, up, out, back in, again on the ball of the foot, extend and look back. And we shift the weight forward, open, dragon lashes his tail, come down, up. Right here, both hands are out. Over the top, I shift back, foot turns with the body. Power of the immortal. To white ape presents the fruit. Back. Present the fruit. Back. And now everything is slightly rotated in and down. Open, turn, foot down, extend, white ape presents the fruit. White crane kicks with one leg. Come up, switch the legs, and kick. Okay, so that's kind of a review of what we've covered more extensively. Either last week or on Tuesday or between Thursday and Tuesday. So now, I've got a few minutes. I want to add to that. Okay. Now, I'm going to flow through that sequence again with you. I want you to follow me along. I will face the other way because I know it's easier for you to follow from that position. If you're just learning this and you don't know all the particulars of the hands, try to think in terms of what am I doing with the sphere of my space, because that's what my hands are expressing, is how my intention and energy from my center is working into the spherical space, whether that's one-sided, and I'm vacating here and filling this, or vacating here and filling there. Okay. Try to see the overall shape. Use your peripheral vision to look at the big picture rather than try to get the details, because you got to get the big picture first. Okay. All right. So, dragon stretches his wings. Dragon lashes his tail. Power of the immortal. White ape presents the fruit. White crane kicks with one leg, and butterfly touches the water here. So once we've kicked, the leg folds, and I sweep to to my left side. Roll over and press down. Touching the water with that front foot. All the weight is still here on this back leg. Okay. And left hand comes to the hip, right hand comes to the shoulder. Left hand presses out. Expand. The right hand comes down, and I kick with the left leg. Butterfly touches the water. Here, this green dragon stirs the waves. Step out. Sink into this leg. Step. Shift, elbow right. Follow through the press. Switch the hands, right hand on the outside, left hand to fist inside the palm. Shift and elbow left. Okay. That again. So we've got right presents the fruit, kicks with one leg. Okay, we're on kicks with one leg. White crane kicks with one leg. Got butterfly touches the water. Sweep left. And down. Left leg up, right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip, and green dragon stirs the waves. One. Elbowing right and left. Elbow right, press. Elbow left, press and split. Turn back and grasp the arm. Turn this whole right channel. It's going to rotate inward and press. Show it from this side. Okay. So after I've done my elbow, I press and split and grasp the arm. Which will set up for turn and look back at the moon. Okay. Come over here. Got that. Split and grasp the arm. Turn and look back at the moon. Okay. That's a good stopping point for today, especially since we're a little over. Sure. Thank you guys for joining me today. Tuesday, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've got these live streams. I've got a daily lunchtime lesson in Qigong from noon till 12:30. I'm working on some mini coursework stuff too. So you want to work on a particular thing. There'll be a teaching and a course that you'll be able to just kind of go and get and have a series of exercises that help you work on that thing. That's one of the things I'm doing right now. And of course, everybody who is on my Patreon, who's a patron will get access to all of those. That's part of, whatever I make for that, they get. So if you're already a patron, you'll get access to this. If not, keep an eye open. I will list links and about where you can pick up some of these specific lessons on specific things. And I'm going to go from the ground up. I've got stuff already I'm editing together for some things, but then I'm going to expand that into things that I have not had a chance to film and work with yet. Now that I've got all this time that I'm not driving around, going from place to place. I've got almost as many classes going at different things, from Zoom classes and whatnot. Incidentally, if you're in the immediate central Massachusetts area and you'd like to get to a Zoom class, I do have one through the Lancaster Community Center and Senior Center, but you have to talk to them to get access, and because there's only so many people they can put on their Zoom. And that's on Monday mornings from 10 to 11 as well. So in addition to these things that are very, that are very public that I have that going on. And I'm going to plan on doing, up until this all happened, I was once a month having a 3-hour intensive. And then I will probably do that again once a month, a 3-hour intensive Zoom thing. I've just got to plan it out and figure out how to make it work. So, and talk to the people who generally come and see if they're still interested in something like that. And if you are, just send me a note and I will add you to that email list for that. Thank you guys very much. I hope that this was valuable to you and helpful. I know we did a lot of standing, but I got to be honest with you, from my particular practice, standing is the cornerstone from which everything else is built. So the more standing practice you do, the better you're going to get at this, because your awareness will just deepen more and more, and you'll learn to carry that sort of deeply grounded, relaxed, calm state into complex movements, such as what we're doing in the swimming dragon section. So thank you guys very much. May you have many blessings of radiant health and peaceful, happy hearts. Shasha, and thank you very much.